So on Fidelity, when purchasing certain ETFs, have you noticed that you have to pay a fee? So I just bought Yes, which is a round hill Ethereum uh, ETF. So I had to pay a service fee. So if you notice something different, you will have to pay a service fee of up to $100, but the $100 is only when you spend a lot of money for the ETFs. So the reasoning is because uh, Roundhill doesn't pay Fidelity, so that's why they have to do a fee. This is not financial advice. Your money, your choice. Okay, so let's get into the two main topics. Sophie Rain, I'm pretty sure we all know her. I don't have OnlyFans. Fuck that bullshit. And my God. Okay, one thing that makes me laugh is on these news stations. They even say OnlyFans content creator. You know they're doing that on purpose. They could have just said internet model, Sophie Rain. Content creator, Sophie Rain. But no, what do they choose to do? They choose to say OnlyFans creator, Sophie Rain. So she has donated over $200,000 to clear Amazon wish list and buy school supplies for hundreds of teachers. So one of the main reasons was because uh, she wanted to celebrate the primary election loss of former Florida gubernatorial candidate James Fishback, which when I saw this, I knew this was just dumb. Stupid take by James Fishback. 50% tax earners on adult content platforms labeled syntax. That's just dumb. That is dumb. You're not going to win voters with that. You, you're not going to win voters with that Fishback, which did indeed go on to lose Byron Donalds win. So it says here that she, within the first 48 hours, she was able to dish out $170,000 within the first 48 hours. She cleared over 520 carts, teacher carts, and received tens of thousands of requests from places like the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. So you have to give some credit to Sophie Ray. She's doing more for the teachers than the fucking state does. It's an absolute joke, especially here in California. They make so much money, but how much of that money goes to the kids? The answer is very little. Okay. I don't want you people to ever get confused. The state, the cities, they have the money. But the only issue is that that money does not go where the money's supposed to go. Okay, which when it comes to Mexico, I'm going to be doing a live stream on that for sure because the poverty gap is huge, even though Mexico has a very strong economy, which brings up the question, why is the poverty gap so damn bad? Okay, one of the main drivers is, yes, corruption. That's one of the biggest drivers. I will be doing a live stream on that, but back to the Sophie Ring story. She has donated over $200,000 to help teachers. W. Sophie Ring. So that makes me laugh. Okay, now let's get into this one. Are schools trying to make kids stupid? I think they are. That is my real take. My real take is they are trying to dumb kids down to where they are completely brainless pawns in society. That is my take. Okay, because that one short, go watch that one short that I posted. It is sad. The Texas teacher crying over his seniors. His seniors not being able to read and write. Seniors not being able to read and write. So now let's get into this one. Books countrywide. Schools are getting rid of books countrywide. So it says here, So it says here that the nationwide trend of schools moving away from physical full-length books is driven by due to no one watching. Yeah, yeah, but you're watching. Sphinx is the editor, but you're watching, huh? See, there you go. Thank you. Thank you very much. So it says for the nationwide trend of schools moving away from physical full-length books is driven by two main factors: politicized coordinated library books. I just joined. Thank you for joining. Uh, Spinks, do you think that kids should be reading books? Do you think that kids should be reading books? Do you think that schools should be getting rid of books? The nationwide trend of schools moving away from physical fully books is driven by two main factors: politicized coordinated library book bans and a systemic shift in classroom English curriculums toward short-term excerpts. Yes, they are getting rid of books, but Spinks, do you think they should be getting rid of books? So it says here that the main reasons they said is because of politics and a systemic shift in classroom English curriculums. So as far as the political side, I'm not going to get into that because that's bullshit. But one of the main reasons is because due to their tests, they are trying to make it more short term. Yeah, so it says here the disappearance of novels from classrooms. Simultaneously, complete novels are disappearing from English language arts curriculums, replaced by short form text, digital snippets, and anthologized excerpts. So it says here that books read in class 2010, 2010, 4.0 books were being read per year in 2010. Four books were being read per year in 2010. Okay, whereas you fast forward now, only 2.8, only 2.8 books were being read per year. So full length. So in 2010, full length novels and plays were being read back then, whereas now they are mainly excerpts, short stories, and basils. No, I appreciate it, Sphinx. You have a good one, right? Okay, my friend, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Full length novels and plays, excerpts, and short stories and basils. So it says here steady baseline reading, whereas now reading for fun is at a 40-year low. Reading for fun is at a 40-year low. Okay, so it says here that one of the reasons is because standardized testing pressures. So it says that because standardized tests assess students using short reading passages rather than entire books, teachers face intense pressure to drill students on short comprehension. Okay, but that's just stupid because when you read fully books, all teachers have to do is really zone into the segments. Okay, but right here, this is a big one. Okay, but right here, this is a big one. Reading stamina gaps. Reading stamina gaps. So it says that stagnant post pandemic reading levels have left many students struggling to finish lengthy texts, leading schools to adapt by assigning fewer complete novels. So right here, per the Washington Post, quote, reading whole books becomes sort of superfluous, superfluous, and even in a sense, extracurricular, end quote. But I'm going to read that one more time. Per the Washington Post, quote, reading whole books becomes sort of superfluous and even in a sense extracurricular, end quote. Is that not wild? So, so reading whole books. So what that person is saying that reading whole books is pointless. Okay, when these kids can't even read to begin with. So now they're going more towards digital snippets, just short form reading. People, this is sad. People, this is sad. The pandemic already fucked up these young children. Now they're starting to get rid of physical books. Now they're starting to get rid of physical books. They are starting to get away from reading whole full length, and now they're trying to go towards more digital, short form reading. What do you think that's going to do to them? They are supposed to be setting these kids up for life. Okay, bare minimum reading. You know how to read a book. You know how to write. They can't even do that now, and now they are starting to get rid of physical books. Man, I feel bad for the younger generation, man, because they really are just being set up to fail. Finances, money, they're already not taught that. But now, bare minimum, they're taking away books now. They are not giving these kids a chance at all, which my take is I think they're just trying to make them dumb, to be honest with you. People, I think they're just making them dumb so they can just be brainless pawns in society in which they will not be able to have their own thoughts. Okay, they won't be able to read and write. They're just going to go along with Big Daddy society. So that's my take. So I want to hear from you. Do you think they should be getting rid of physical books, or do you think they should really try to help these poor kids to actually read and write? Okay. So that being said, make sure to like the stream. Thank you for tuning in, Spinks, Dammy, Marley. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the support. So that being said, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Do you think they should really get into the trenches and really try to help these young people learn? Or do you think they should just say, fuck it, it's over, fuck it, never mind? Okay. So that being said, make sure to like the stream, follow me here, sub. Thank you for tuning in to a Thursday edition of On the Air with Mark Live. The pleasure has been all mine, my friends.